Hey guys, I hope everyone is having a great summer semester out on their field work. So to answer the first question, what strengths do I currently possess related to professional and scholarly writing? I would say one strength that I currently possess is probably my ability to find articles that are relevant to my capstone. I feel like in this whole process, that's something that I've done pretty well, and not just with capstone but also in other courses, and just having an understanding of the different kinds of literature that I'm finding and knowing maybe what's more credible than others, like based on the kind of study it is, which is all stuff that we've learned, but I do feel like that's probably one of my biggest strengths when it comes to professional writing. I would also say when finding those articles, I think I do well at grouping them together. At least I've seen that in my own capstone project, of where I'm able to just like, maybe these were about nutrition and these were about sleep and this was about exercise, because that's kind of what my capstone is about. So I think I'm pretty good at grouping things together. Yes, I feel organized. I feel good at organizing the content that I do find in the literature that I find. And then what aspects, sorry, I'm reading my questions. What aspects of professional or scholarly writing would I like to improve on? I would probably say making it flow better, and then also just academic tone in general within my writing. I feel like that's something I constantly get, I wouldn't say points off on, I mean sometimes, but also just notes that are like, you could have worded it this way, or which I think we all probably get similar feedback in that. It's just kind of hard sometimes to figure out how to word it and put it all together. And so while I have given myself grace in that, that's something I would also really like to work on. I will also say, as far as that goes, I've noticed a lot of my comments are about repetitive phrasing, or like using the same words over and over. And so I would like to work on avoiding repetition in the future. And then what university program or external resources are available to help? So at South, they have a writing lab, which I have used for papers before, and I will definitely be using for my capstone manuscript. Definitely when it comes to APA formatting. I really struggle with APA formatting for some reason, and I think that's probably because in undergrad we did a lot of MLA. Like, I don't think I ever wrote an APA in undergrad, which is not an excuse, but it's just kind of, it's different. And but I will definitely be using the writing lab to help me, like, just check for those errors and make sure I'm formatting correctly. And then also just asking my own professors that are willing to help. I think professors are a valuable resource, especially when, like, we're in school and learning. Like, I want to learn from people who are very good at it, and so I think that faculty is they are great people to ask for that, for help with that. And then also just for like tips on how to change your wording, I would say Grammarly is definitely a big help. And then what specific actions can I take to strengthen my writing skills? Probably, like I mentioned, using the writing lab and just seeking feedback, having people peer review. I definitely have had classmates do that as well. And then I would also say, like, avoiding procrastination. Obviously this video is late, so I just didn't realize that this was due yesterday, but procrastination in general is definitely one of my weaknesses, so I would love to work on that, and kind of just getting ahead on, I know we have the capstone manuscript part 1 coming up in, I don't remember when, but I plan on starting on that early just so I can get ahead and be proactive in that. And then also continuing to find relevant resources. I would say that is something that I really want to continue to look for as my capstone's kind of changing and growing. But yeah.